Good morning, WPPL. This is Tele Tanker of the Black Legion, coming you from the great screenshot saver world of old school RuneScape, of all things. Things are doing a bit of switcheroo at the moment, so this is going to be a very casual stream. Mainly to figure out what I'm going to do in the future, and, as I said, just to hang out. I'm unfortunately coming in very hot and underprepared, so it is what it is. But we'll just roll with that. I have been extremely busy this week because I have my real life commitments, and I'm studying in School of Congonia, so the school year is coming to a close as well. So there is that. But I will keep rolling with it regardless. And yeah, I genuinely think this is going to be a very chill stream. If you guys have something you want to talk about, I am all ears. And again, for those of you that don't know and think, why old school RuneScape? Why old game? Well, why such an old game? I don't know. It's my active screensaver for a lot of things I cannot otherwise keep concentration on. And lately it has had a lot of additions. It's just that my scatter brain is only able to handle maybe 50% of the stuff that gets thrown at me. So this is as good as any as a platform to facilitate me rambling along. Good morning, Sirac. Welcome to the metronome-like tree cutting sounds. By the way, if those are intrusive to some of you guys, just let me know and I will tune them down. Because I think it's a spectrum of things. I personally like having some sort of voice in the background so I know that I'm doing something in game, because it's very easy to drop the ball when you're doing a stream like this. I'm still very new at this, and there's generally 15 to 25 people around at this time, so I'll just keep rolling with it, to slowly get handle of things. I'm one of those people that maybe it's just me being me, but I require a lot of repetition and small incremental improvements to start getting things right, because that's just the way I'm built. And I think that's that attitude, that I know that I'm a bit dumb and I need to have more hands-on time. It has. Sorry. There we go. Okay, there's what is this? That's an Dachi link in chat. Now I get to find out how I can moderate this, unless one of our mods happens to be online. This is the thing, I don't know how some of this works. But we are just going to go and find out. Yeah. It's going to be one of those things where I'm just going to, take a stab at it and see how it runs. Oh, it's definitely hidden under something. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, you know, a click or something, but it turns out, yeah, it's a good time to get comfy. I just like, now as I actually need to do something like moderation wise, I just need to, like, wrap my head around some of these things. There we go. That is blocked. Now I just need to find out how I delete stream stream comments, because again, this is the thing I will probably need in the future in some point. Because, well, like, again, it's going to happen in some point. There is like a bot coming in to advertise something or something. Some other stuff. I am not entirely sure how you can delete individual messages. I guess I will find out in a minute, if I can. Anyway, let's not fixate on that too much, because I'm just going to keep like my scatterbrain on the roll and see how it goes. And I'm running idle again. Again, I hope some of the game sounds or system sounds are not too intrusive. But again, if they are, let me know. So yeah, I've been busy, and like I'm doing a lot of school. So now because like the big reveal for those that have been here before is that we are going to give Farming Sim a rest. We are going to let that one sit for Farming Sim Fridays. We are going to do something else because I think that the Elm Creek thing has been running for like 60 weeks or something. It has been well over a year, so it's time to get some like variety in. But again, that is what it is. Okay, I can't seem to like I did find the block buttons and such. I'll just let it roll and I'll figure it out after the stream. So yeah, like I think there is some nice stuff that is being cooked. Like I'm personally maybe like 50-50 on the fact that uh what will I play? Because I have been um let's say considering the thought of running a heavily forestry focused stream in Farming Sim 22 and then do that because that's the thing I enjoy in that game. Because unfortunately, it's the best game that has any sort of like more complicated and simulated forestry. Like again, I haven't been able to find any game. If you guys do happen to know a game that has like a forestry that is well fleshed out and has a properly functioning physics engine, please do let me know because I honestly don't know. I like I still have the sense of novelty by doing forestry both in real life and in game that like I don't mind. Like some people might think it's boring. Some people don't like similar games in general, but like I think it's something that I would probably enjoy for some time, and I think you could see something that is more visually appealing than, well, old school RuneScape alongside my rambles. That is at least potentially slightly better. But again, like I feel comfortable, at least more comfortable talking when both games are running. I do notice that there's like I do have a skill issue with more complicated games, like when I have to, wrap my remaining brain cells together and just keep rolling with the stuff that happens on stream and happens in chat and all that. But I digress, is what the thing. So, again, option one is going to be Farming Sim 22. Option two is just going to keep up with the variety. One of the weeks it's going to be Forestry Stream. One of the weeks it's going to be Old School RuneScape. I don't want to jump in the games that are how to put this less mature, for better or for worse, because uh, there is only so many games that I personally have found that I enjoy that have been only out for such time. Like the biggest exception I have at the moment with new games that I have enjoyed immensely is Helldivers 2, and my current Potato Plus PC is not exactly very keen on running that while streaming. At least I think it isn't. Like because I'm one of those fancy peoples that likes everything above like 60 FPS. I think it will keep them like you can sort of forgive it when like the Farming Sim 22 dips like below that at times. However, uh, if it's becoming a constant thing, like in more physically demanding scenarios in that game, I think it's going to take away from the experience what my like viewers are having. You could argue that this is a community TV, but I do also point out that even though it's just a community TV, like it doesn't mean that I don't want to do my best. And currently, I don't think, even though it would be a very nice game to stream, some of the other people are also doing that. So, like, I can stick to my own neck of woods so to speak, pun intended. So, like, my initial plan is to do like old school RuneScape, start exploring some of the more active content in stream, probably play some of the mini games to showcase what this autism simulator is all about. Once you start getting the more deep, and you are not going to get any like high octane like perfect gameplay from me that you will get from some of the other RuneScape streamers. But again, it's variety on community TV channels, so you can look it through like my eyes when I learn the game, learn what looks good on the stream, what doesn't, um, and actually explore the more challenging parts of this game while still trying to stream. I think even if you see me failing, it's going to produce something that is, nice to watch on the background. You will hear like, Finnish guy doing his soapbox rambles. Maybe if we can, manage to threaten uh, like I think I can like let's say aggressively insist, not threaten, that word is frowned upon. Someone to come in and have a discussion for variety, because we again, as Elijah just pointed out, we do have like variety, and I generally do think it's a blessing. Like you have people that are just starting this whole thing, and you know doing things their way, and you will see more established people that have most of their eggs in the basket run things. So it's going to be a huge spectrum, and I think BPL, like in general, those of us that are from there, um, it's like a community like most other places are. Like, but it's not definitely like an ivory tower of like greatness. We are people. There's a huge variety. Also, we are different, and we're all trying to do our best. And like I don't prefer some of the stuff we stream, but but I will cheer people on when they stream it, like regardless. I really do like we have such a variety. Like there are like obviously way more popular like variety streamers out there that like do the latest and greatest and have their like big communities to engage on. But whether it's like streaming as a member of like BPL, or whether it's looking when people are doing stuff in orgs, or in actually mostly I would dare to say in Battletech community in general, I think it's generally like a very nice environment, because like you actually see people starting things, getting generally like excited. Like don't get me wrong, like streaming and new things can be hard, but I think it's a breath of fresh air. Like where I look at the orgs like lately a lot more, and I look at the PPL, it's just a community that is again a breath of fresh air, because it's encouraging like a lot of times, even though you will still generally get like feedback when you ask for it, and like and people like are not when they give you feedback or when they give you their opinions or anecdotes, they are not like soapboxing something else or are generally not trying to put people down, even though sometimes like sometimes you need to be direct. There's no way around that. But again, like I digress. For those that are not into orcs, I would highly encourage that you give it a chance. Like some of you are more familiar with the stuff that text does, and I can, from my own perspective of just being a random voice from that mythical place of BPL, give like orcs a clothing recommendation, because again, those communities are not the same. They are their own things, but they do like overlap. And well, it's a great place to get to know like-minded people, and I think that cannot be said enough. Like there are fewer and fewer places like that in the whole World Wide Web, or internet if you prefer it to be said like that. I think, like, again, it's whether it's this community TV and our channel, like, or whether it's a community in awesome people, it's something that needs to be like cultivated. Like, it needs to be kept up, and sometimes, well, I contribute by streaming and some other stuff that I don't prefer the name, because I'm this type of person that like is probably prone to overthinking, and one of the hardest things for me is to take a genuine compliment. Like I want to give effort to people and give genuine compliments to them, but when it comes to me personally, it feels like that I want to sink to the ground when when someone actually gives me a genuine compliment. So I'm I want to give some of my eggs in different baskets. Those people do know that I do some stuff in the background. But yeah, so this is what we have at the moment. Like there is like 14 of you over there. Probably a lot of you falling asleep. So how are you guys doing? Are you still listening to my rambles, or are you just showing up for support? Anything you would like to say? Anything you would like to have a discussion on? You know, anything goes. This is why it is casual chatting. And in this point, I'm starting up with fish drink, a sugar-free one, because, well, I'm trying to find something that sates my sweet craving. Oh, nice. Terra Invicta looked very nice. Just to comment, Elijah, like it's that game. The last time I viewed it, like, was when I tech streamed it for a while, and that's quite some time ago. And it looked to be quite complicated of a game, and I really do hope that it has matured from that point. Like I like strategy games that have a lot of like complexity behind them, and I tip my hat to game developers that actually managed to pull it off. Yeah, like you are not wrong with the spreadsheet simulator, but that's the itch that I'm trying to personally scratch at times. Because well, I used to play like EVE Online, so you know the whole spreadsheet meme and all that. It's very true. Not every game does a promotion with Excel. um, oh, I really like when Hearts of Iron streamers do those crazy runs. Yeah, there's I really like when there's a complicated strategy game like that, and like you have people coming up with like really obnoxious and challenging games. Yeah, there's a Vietnamese meme there. Yeah, that is quite fair. And well, like just keep playing it. I I think it's generally nice, and there is something for those people that like games like Hearts of Iron coming up. I think Stuka and Xintar are doing something. They are doing something. Let's see what they are doing. We do have a schedule. Um, okay. Uh, sorry, they are not doing something today. I just looked at the updated schedule. So there's that. Oh, yeah, I can see how that would happen. Yeah, that's fair. And I do generally like how those games portray like um like the advantages and disadvantages, and make it compelling enough. I do have games that I like from completely the fantasy end. I had watched Dominion streams for many years, especially Dominion 5. So when the 6 came out, I bought it because even though it was a new game and I don't usually do new games, it's basically, an incremental update to a map project that has been going, I think, since the early 90s. Oh, and that's the thing, Elijah. I think generally when you have these like strategy games, and you can what um if nothing else, it brings flavor to your armchairing. if not, if nothing else, even though real world tends to be even more complicated or random because you do have the human element. I don't think it's wrong to explore that in games. I genuinely think it's nice when people make fan strategy games like that. And there is one other game I've been eyeing at that is of the grand strategy game scale that I am somewhat interested about. It's on my, it's maybe on my wish list. Yeah, it is. It's called Shadow Empire. Like that looks very interesting, but it does also look very intimidating. So there's that. An event spawned, so I'm trying to hold my eggs in the basket and do that. Because my scatterbrain didn't even notice it. I just heard that, oh, there's pretty sounds. Then, like, yeah, there's stuff happening in the stream you should be probably pay attention to. Oh yeah, like some games do like those like they do those elements like really well. However, it's always, even if you throw something to the you know, some randomness to the calculations, it's still going to be, you know, metrics in the background. It's going to be meter go up, meter go down, you know, all that stuff. So you kind of like know it's a game, but that's the thing. Like I don't essentially think it's a bad thing. Like like it's very hard to pull like something off that is going to be, you know, total immersion virtual simulation, unless maybe we are in one and we just don't know. You know, the existential threat of that. Wah, wah, wah. However, like I think it's always going to be the element that, you know, unless you really start living and breathing the world, like a player is always going to be like a player. Like I just think best like yeah, best grand strategy games allow for you to try a lot of things and take that into account, and just act that random bit of like you know, sense of discovery and randomness, which keep those people that like those games playing. Like I do have a friend that plays like a ridiculous amount of Stellaris. He's one of those people that you know, does every one of those like challenges they put out. He's bought every DLC. He's running with, you know, all those like cylinders the game's offering and running them to the max, and that's his jam. Like I couldn't play only grand strategy games to that level. I occasionally need like you know, uh, just something more active than, you know, simulation games, grand strategy games, and all that. I could not probably stick to one game, but again, it is what it is. Horror of the Line. Unfortunately, that does not ring a bell for me. But I I think I might ask him about it and see if he gets one of those you know, PTSD impressions that you can get from games. Oh, another event, just like the previous one. It's going to be the highly interactive way of standing in the rainbows. Well, I'll just roll with that one again. Uh, oh, I see what you mean. I I see what you mean. That's yeah, that's taking tug of war to a whole new level. I'm not gonna lie. And well, like again, I have enjoyed my strolls in the grand in the realm of grand strategy games. Though I noticed that I'm the type of player that in those games needs the challenge. Like I got into the like advanced strategy or strategy games in general kind of late because my first strategy game after like the original Command and Conquer was Total War Medieval 2. Yeah, that's fair. So maybe my perspective is slightly skewed, but like I can remember even from like the medieval Total War from that time. I can remember the fact that like once the games got easy and I was steamrolling, I kind of lost interest on the campaign. So I did need, and I think I still do need that additional challenge. So there's that. But that's also, again, there we go. I should be unmuted now. Just a little button fumble. Yeah, so, but like, it's not something that happens in the first playthrough. So, like, it generally happens when, I'm I pick this faction and then I'll start going through like all the other ones, and I sort of get to know the mechanics. Like I feel like that I should probably play some of the more old like Total War games. Like I'm thinking that very nice spot to begin playing like Total War games again would be probably Shogun 2. I do have the Warhammer Total War, but to be completely honest, it didn't grab me as much as I think it would. And that's kind of a shame. And when it comes to DLC in that game, even on the first one, I thought it got a little bit like intrusive in the way they did DLCs. Like I'm more like a person that would rather take a full expansion than a million DLC in games. But again, that's just my 5 cents on that issue. And well, also I don't like how some entities that produce a lot of DLC for their games start offering subscription passes, because that's not very nice. Like it's when it's a full price game. So I think like you can justify some DLC to keep like cosmetic DLC to keep the lights up, and but I think just to comment on that, like Helldivers is a very decent example on how a live service game was done right, in my opinion. So it's still possible to, grind the super credits and play free. And a lot of the core gameplay is not hidden behind the DLC on day one. Like, um, yeah. At least the Helldivers, like, it's not perfect by any means, but at least it's less like intrusive and predatory, as you say. Like, oh boy, there's a lot. Like, I think the crazy thing is the Star Wars Outlaws. That pricing from Ubisoft is eye-watering. That is really eye-watering for a game on its own, and I don't think it's not necessarily going to be a bad game, but it's clearly set up from the ground up in a way that you uh, pay higher price of admission. Yes, I acknowledge things have gotten expensive to everyone. Um, but then you have, again, stuff on day one. Yeah. And yeah, like sorry, I did my old brain scatter again. So yeah, like so there's a $70 base game that does not come with everything. Day one DLC. There's a collector's edition that I think is like $100 or 110, something like that, and uh, that comes with the DLC, and just to play up people's fear of missing out. It comes with 3 days early access, you know, in a single player game. And obviously, they are like doing this, at least in my opinion, to promote their a bird's nest. I'm not helping this guy with his peasants. Too much Lederhosen for this stream. Anyway, like yeah, they are doing a lot of these price changes to milk people out, and also to promote their like subscription service. Like I do have to say though, like when it's been like full games, just to try some of those out, like Xbox Game Pass, when you run it like once in a blue moon, so like for 1 month every half a year or so, or you get like it for a long time with discounted price. I think that provided decent amount of content to warrant a subscription. But when you are starting to hide on the club, when you're starting to price your games in a way that it funnels like the people that would just like to buy the game as a whole and play to a subscription service, that is going to be something that really rubs me the wrong way. And yeah, that's because if Ubisoft can pull this off, I unfortunately foresee that some other people are going to step in, and you could argue like EA tried their EA Play and stuff. It hasn't been worked so well, uh, apart from Xbox Game Pass, but because you just actually have a decent selection of things that you get from day one. Like I think, and you can, well, you can still buy those games normally from everywhere, rather than them being stuck in the proprietary store. Like I'm talking PC at this point. I know Xbox has its own, you know, platform specific shop. So I'm just talking as an average PC player over here. So yeah, again, that's one of those old money getting at the cloud, because like like I have had my beef with some of the like subscription models for some time. I think the example that I like to use is that like when people go, well, it's just cosmetics or something, or it just think DLC is smaller expansions. Um, my favorite example is in Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm not going to throw shade on that game too much. I would actually like it because due to the way I play, I like, exploring that map and, ooh, there's a resource node. What's here? Another resource node. So, it's all that, like, mood copying brain doing its thing. And I do like that. It's just that they decided to hide something that was built to the system from the ground up behind a subscription. I don't mind them giving subscription people like XP bonuses. I don't mind them giving them more like, crafting slots or whatever. I generally do not mind that. And well, even our the screensaver has a membership system, even though it's when you buy a year, it's like, what, $5 to $6 maybe. So anyway, back to Elder Scrolls Online, they decided to hide something that is called the craft bag into the subscription. That craft bag basically allows you to have a bag that more or less allows you to store 200 of every type of resource. So more or less, it's going to solve all of your bank space problems. It's going to solve your inventory problems. It's going to solve everything like that. But you need to have a running subscription. And that's something I don't really like. I generally like I would like, and this is the thing, like, this is where they would catch me. This is where they would catch me. Like, if you could buy that game, that craft pack, if you could buy that with like premium currency, I would have bought it in a heartbeat and played the game just with that. But because like inherently when they did that decision, it's going to keep some people out. Like probably a person like me, or some people similar to me, they are not going to touch that game because, they cannot just buy all the expansions and play. Like, they are always going to have, like, that feature hidden behind the paywall. And that's where a lot of these things become a value proposition. Like, I'm not going to pay subscription for something that I will lose, that I won't use enough time on. Um, uh, and that's the thing. Like people that have probably like hmm, I think every one of us has like a subscription that they have forgotten that exists at some point and have left it running for a lot more time that they should. Like, I'm fortunate that I never got into the whole like, you must have million streaming services to be able to watch anything because those things do add up, and those things do add up fast. So again, not to give you light advice. Uh, yeah, that's fair, Yoshi. Like, but anyway, this is just my, anecdote. Um, Remember to check what subscriptions you have running. Like, I unfortunately need to have some. Like, I need to have like one one like file service subscription running because I used to do a lot of photography. So that needs to exist because I can just, keep my raw files there and blah blah. Like I have unlimited space there and it helps immensely. Yeah. Um, but that's the thing. Like if you leave it running and it's a monthly thing, uh, like obviously they do need to state it's recurring. Um, but like yeah, it's still something like that we like. It's like that in a lot of places in the world, like that you can just leave things running. And even though it's like it's problematic with like streaming services, it's not like other places like sports clubs or gyms do it. Like in the sports clubs and stuff like that, you can sort of argue that like you can let your subscriptions run or membership run just to support them. But again, um, that is hugely subjective to your like personal viewpoint on how do you want to support your local things. I don't generally think that if you generally want to support something, a subscription service is the best approach. But then again, like I do support like a battle tech creator or two, which is probably not a surprise. Yeah, like all I can say from personal like experience that Adobe is still like in Europe allowed to do those recurring ones for a year. And that's very annoying. Like they are one of the few companies that is still allowed to basically like if you cancel it, even though it's like because it's recurring yearly, it's something that to actually get rid of it, you have to pay them to get rid of your subscription, and I think that's really atrocious. Un- Unfortunately, I really do need one of their product and one of their services, so you know I I need to have it running. Like why I need to have it in the first place is it is what it is, but it's the best way to do things, and it does save me. Like uh, time and money, but I know that if I would ever have to get rid of it, I would have to time it at worst case almost a year in advance, even though they well, as they say themselves, they do send you messages to remind you. Yes, they do. But I think all of us know that with the amount of emails, like even if you just, fill the spam out, you're getting a lot of emails. So something like that can very, very easily just disappear. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, Elijah. It's always good to have someone to talk to and respond to my rambles. It's always appreciated. So have a good night and take care. But yeah, hmm, that was a nice piece of jerky. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, BPL and Orcs, we do have we do have a lot of variety. Yeah, Mo, yeah, that is very true. It's an and I'm filtering your email box um can be very hit and miss because some of the companies are definitely better than others. Um, yeah, Yoshi, it should. Uh, I really think it should. It's just that even if I have the whole Adobe Creative Cloud thing running, uh, but yeah, it alas it does not. I think that would be just way too convenient for some people. That would be way too convenient, and it would not be convenient for some companies because they would lose in the amount of like predictable money they rake in more easily. So yeah. Yeah, Mo, I I feel blessed that I haven't had to go through something like a merge like that. And generally here in Finland, online banking is very decent. And you have modern two-factor authentication and all that stuff. But I say but like it is unfortunate that it only takes one essential service provider um, to drop the ball on that one, and you are going to be the one picking up the bill because it's obviously a lot of this world is about personal responsibility, but the way some companies are running things, they are not exactly making that they're not making that easy to follow up on things. And I have seen the way some companies do run their like let's say when they provide information on their essential services, it's still very much like a glorified glorified ads, instead of like, pointing out the things that you actually like to know. So it's like it's a spam letter, not a newsletter, if there still is such a thing. It's not so bad here, but I have seen some egregious examples from other countries. And and I do have to say that the fact that our country does a lot of you know um, secure electric postal service from the postal service of this country, and also from the governmental entities of this country, it helps immensely. But still, sometimes, every once in a while, there's important piece of information that was just in a newsletter these people sent, or you find them out in a way that hey, we sent this terms of service notification when it has changed. One of our banks got blapped by that a couple of years ago, so they changed handling, and now they need to send stuff in advance. But no, like stuff like that can still happen if you don't have, you know, watchdogs barking at things. It can allow for a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's I'm so boxing, but remember to check what services you have running, and make sure if you don't make sure if you need all of them. And there's also, I have to say, there's a difference between need and nice to have, especially when like immediate benefit or comfort is considered. Oh well, at least I don't have a car that is new. Is new enough to require a subscription. That is at least nice. And it's something that well, companies are always going to try something new to, you know, just make that extra piece of money that is up there for grabs. Yeah, I I need to delve my hand to C++ and C sharp in the future. So that's going to be interesting. Fortunately, I do have a person to walk me through all of that without having to start finding my way through all the online services that provide lessons about those things. Yeah, especially when it's like a person that has done it for a living for over 10 years, and like we have that level of direct communication that allows me to learn stuff a lot faster with him. I do have I do have a coupon for Pluralsight if I want to use that. It would be free lessons through that for half a year. So it's something that I will consider in some point, but I'm basically going to get a crash course for a month for C Sharp and C++. So I'm going to start with that because, like, I have dabbled in programming in general, but like I think where I need biggest help is that I really need to lay down the foundation for the logic to happen, and obviously because there's also stuff like different styles of commenting, there's a lot of those things that will make my monkey brain scream. But once I get a handle on them, I do generally think it's going to be where I will have an understanding that will provide me with a good basic. At least understand a lot of these things to a level that I'm comfortable with. Because again, I'm in the school of Calconia. I'm going to have a bachelor degree in logistics. But a lot of the projects we have involve like not only like enterprise resource planning softwares and warehouse management systems, but actually, dealing with all stuff that is with APIs, and also dealing with programs that are provided in-house, and those programs are sometimes, even in 2024, some people made in the garage. That is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that if you need to implement something, you better dig up some coding skills, because it's just not going to be like I'm just going to insert this fancy API key here and everything's going to be good to go from there. No. It's going to be a lot more of hands-on work. So at least I do need to be competent enough to know that, okay, where this is going, what hopefully the other person has done, and what their current workforce like, because I'm not going to do all of that coding stuff myself, but I need to understand some stuff enough that I can tell someone comfortably what they need to do and understand whether that's possible or not, instead of like this guy from marketing telling me, oh, this is possible, just go and implement that, be a professional. Sure. Yeah, and I have seen like obviously it has been people that actually know this stuff explaining me examples of spaghetti code, but like I have seen like even just with the code commenting. Yeah, how the rest of the world does it. Yeah, that is what it is. Marketing is sometimes very good at selling a product that does not yet exist or cannot exist with the current feature like complement of that product, or with the current limitations of that product. Yeah, there can have a lot of that happening. Not so much always on the pure engineering side, but every once in a while over there as well, because you need to sell a lot of this stuff to people that don't always understand what they are buying into. I, I'm sorry for your sanity, Yoshi. That's that's all I can say, and hopefully I can like I think whether it's something like this or people dealing with some aspects of customer service, it's always going to be a little bit of training. Then again, it wouldn't be work if it would be always nice, but it would be nice if people would follow up some ground rules. It would really help. Like I have seen examples when there's been like two different languages uh, in the comments of the code. So it's like and like one of them was like English, but one of them was very poorly commented French in some of the more essential features. So, sure, you can still use Google like Translate to get through some of the stuff, but when you don't have a native speaker in that company, um, Google Translate, especially when you turn the clock back something like 10 to 15 years, using Google Translate does not always cut it. Oh yeah, and like it's and like well, sometimes the actual solutions are simple ones, but it can take an awfully lot of time to get to the actual problem. Oh no, I unfortunately know at least roughly what those words mean, and yeah, it sounds like the nicest way to describe that is a convoluted mess that is like, a Pandora's box. You need to see what's happening there and what do you release when you touch something. Yeah, no, no, that would have been simple, Yoshi. Why would people do that and agree to some sort of principle, even if it's inside the house? Like, this is the thing. Like, it's not like you don't need like a you don't need like you need like it's not like coding is not something where you protect something with by need to know basis, or you like use all the counter or sin techniques to confuse your opponent. Yeah, and like like again, I might be slightly dumb, but I say this anyway. Like I have learned the importance of commenting and labeling. Like some stuff in the real world does only have like minutia of difference. Like it's like when you have a set of like Allen keys, and some of them are for metric and some of them are for imperial. Uh, Something like that is relatively simple. However, when you just, I have had to use them from a tool bag that where they're all mixed up, and that's fun. So they don't have a set place. They don't have like, they are just there on a jumbled mess. Yeah. So like it's well, sometimes you do need to conserve like two different sets, and some of the gun stuff I do need, for example, some Imperial spec tools. And that is what it is. But like again, yeah, labeling is a good thing, and I do generally think it's like an like yeah, like Yoshi. I wish I could do that in some points, but like it's sometimes you just like in the environment I operate in, you just need to deal with Imperial. That's just the way of things. But yeah, it is. But like whether it's coding, whether it's something in real physical world, like labeling and commenting will sometimes also help you as well, because again, when the stuff is clearly labeled, it allows me to be my dumb self, so I don't need to like rush things to find the correct tools, to do the correct things to feel like something within the specified time. I can just, get to the problem faster than deal. Oh, where is this thing? Oh, where's that? And again, I preface this by saying, because I don't want to throw shade on my spouse too much. I love her, but she has tendency to just leave specific things in the house where she used them last time. So, if I need scissors, I know that they are somewhere. And, like, if it would be a project, like, if you have, like, if you're suing and you have, like, your workspace as she has, you can leave stuff there. And your scissors and your project will be waiting there. It's just that, like, when you use other scissors around the house and leave them where you will, it can become infuriating. And I know it's such a very first world problem to complain, but I think it's just if all the people would be more organized, I think it would be one of those indirect ways of being like nicer to each other. Because even though some people cannot, yeah, yeah, but like just to comment on that, Yoshi, like I have to say, even though you have like multiple sets of something, you know uh there will be it sometimes means that you will have more things misplaced. You do have a higher chance of finding something, uh but but that's the thing. Like, I agree. Like, but yeah, having a multiple is nice, but they do still need to have some sort of spot. Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable arrangement. So like, and there's some specific sizes of like whether it's Allen keys, whether it's something else, ratchets, or like the tool heads. There's always one specific size that seems to be missing, but that's how it is sometimes. I'm just glad that it's mostly scissors in this household. I say mostly because every once in a while it's something else. Usually when I'm in a hurry to go somewhere. But again, that's just the way things run around here. Let's see if someone else is going to be setting up. I think we do have a very large clear spot in the schedule, as I previously said. Um, uh, at the moment, it looks like yeah, no one has filled space between me and Nev in the evening. No, someone has not filled up the space. I'm not entirely sure why my schedule keeps like increasing, but I'm going to run this thing for not additional. I'm going to run this stream at 1 hour and 45 minutes, just to keep it steady. Like I'm quite comfortable keeping my soapbox running for something like 1 hour 45 minutes to 1 hour, and yeah, that is the sweet spot for me. For now, I think I'm getting quite comfortable speaking alone. Keep the scatterbrain running, but I can only do it for so much. And to be fair, like 2 hour stream is still nice and cozy, because that's what I'm going to have space for every other week anyway. So no reason to try to overstretch, because I still need to be lurking on the, and I want to be lurking on the Friday stream. It's just that like a lot of you don't hear me in the Farming Sim Friday stream, purely because it's a very obnoxious time for me. I do need to wake up at 4 a.m. for that stream. And also my spouse is sleeping next room, because this is a small apartment. This is not the bigger forestry estate we have in the country. Even that is actually not very large, but still it's bigger than this one. So here she's living right next door, and every once in a while she prefers to sleep without earplugs. So it's basically do not startle the witch game. We make memes about that with each other, but I do have to say it's no fun waking her up in the middle of the night. I wouldn't be glad either, so I have to be careful. Like, I think she's more vocal when she's annoyed than when she's actually angry. I'm more of the collective of us, like by average. But yeah, I don't. It would be more of a serious conversation tone that comes from her background. Yeah, well, we are finished, so we kind of had that now vein how we are built. I rarely raise my voice. I don't generally explode. I just yeah. I think she would do something like that. She's like a preschool teacher, so there's a lot of that authority to kids and children alike, like in her voice. So there is that. I am more in a way that I have a background where I I have needed to know, like, well, I don't, generally speaking. Sorry, I need to stifle a yawn. Ah, and I failed. Oh, oh. I'm. We have seen our share of interesting scenarios with people, so neither of us are very easily like you know put off by the other one. So it's just I just that generally when I get angry with people, it's more in the way that like I just throw them to the mental waste basket. Um, Murloc, no, but if it's driving you crazy, like okay, I'm prefaced that by saying that I play a lot of this during my lectures when I need to listen to something like 3 to 4 hours of recordings, in the sense like having that noise running helps me know that something is happening, because I would rather hear that than the windows going idle sound of like stuff. Yeah, uh, that's the thing, and like a lot of because a lot of things in RuneScape operate with takes. For example, uh, we have this like prayer here, so you can keep this running with takes and save some of the prayer. So yeah, a lot of this game is autistic clicking simulator. So, and I don't want to throw shade on that. Like I, at least I personally feel that I'm on the spectrum myself. Like when it comes to some stuff and hyperfixation and all that fun stuff that keeps my neurons firing, and me, yeah, sometimes, as I said, hyperfixating on stuff. Um, yeah, like I don't mind that. I see it can annoy some people, so like here you can see, as I said in the start of the stream, uh, yeah, I, I like them, and like this is a thing. I have played this game from RuneScape Classic, so old school RuneScape, for those that don't know. So this game is a version of RuneScape 2. This one started from a 2007 save. They basically recreated after they made RuneScape 3, and it wasn't turning out to be very successful due to the monetization. Uh, like yeah, there was some very atrocious monetization. This is there, and they tried to do the whole like MMORPG combat style thing. Uh, though this is the thing, an active combat system that is like other MMOs doesn't really work in a tick-based system like old school RuneScape, because a tick in this game is 0.6 seconds, if I remember properly, or it's 1.2 seconds. I need to check. Which one it is. Yeah, it's 0.6 seconds. There we go. Yeah, I just need to double check that because I'm like this. So yeah, like it can sound like a long time, but when you think that every interaction that you make in game uh, is happening um, within like one increment of zero point 0.6 seconds, whether it's you're turning off prayer, whether it's checking if you are felling a tree or something. So for an active combat system, when it loops some of those active active parts, like you attacking, using special skills, eating food, when it groups something like that to inside 0.6 second increments, it can make for very in the skin scenarios, and this game can feel very unresponsive to those people that are used to the way some other games are running, because again, zero point 0.6 seconds is 600 milliseconds, and that's a long delay in most games. So anyway, RuneScape 3 was not popular. They did a lot of game decisions that the community didn't like. So this is basically a recreation of the whole thing, where the community votes in stuff. Yeah, Yoshi, it is. Um, and you can see it even in here. Like you can see it in like when I click around, like it is very like like interesting how the character responds, and when you, for example, there is some plugins in this Rune Life, which is one of the softwares you run the old school RuneScape thing through. You can see where your real location is based on the tick on the server. So it's somewhat different what you see on the stream. So there's a lot of limitations like that, where a more active combat style, even though there's a lot of stuff you can do with the system this game has, doesn't fit this game. So again, this version is really a lot more popular than the RuneScape 3, especially when community is very anti like um, cash shop stuff. The only thing that you can buy with this game with gold is basically a membership token that you can sell and get money. That's the only thing you can buy alongside membership. And again, that's rare for a live service game. So the point I was trying to make is that I have gotten used to the type of soundscapes this game has. Whether it's, metronomically having that chopping sound for trees, since I've been something like 12 and I played RuneScape Classic in one of the public library machines we had. Like we had ISDN and like 6 computers in the small villages like public library. So uh, me, age 12, took full advantage of that. I can even remember sending like Jake's membership money by mail, of all things, by mail, because credit cards were not as common at the time. So I used my weekly allowance to, send them the membership money. So there was that. It was a very interesting time. So some of these soundscapes do have fondness, and you know, uh, th- there are some like especially when you hear like these MIDI soundtracks that this game has, some people will despise them, and I can see why. But like, it's very interesting to like listen and see what they have done uh, with these. Like, you can come up with a lot of different stuff with MIDI sounds. Let's turn it down slightly. So, like songs like this Sea Shanty 2 will bring me fond memories, as do some of the sound effects. So again, like, it's just my fixated love on active screensaver, because I don't get to play as much as I would like. So but I get to play at least a little bit alongside some things I do. So Old School RuneScape is facilitating a lot of that, because even though you have mostly seen me stare and click threes and then hit the special attack button there and ramble away, this game is really expansive, and if you look to the games that are available also on mobile clients, so that means they work on smartphones and tablets. Yeah, but that's fair. Like, it's again, like, you're the first one to say that it bothered you, so I changed it. So I asked for the feedback and I got it. Ask and receive. Like, I will probably go and turn it back once I finish the stream, but again, that's just me. Because, like, yeah, again, like, I like voice cues, so, but that's just me. But yeah, I'm wrapping up in like 5 minutes, so next week is either going to be something more active in Old School RuneScape, or is going to be that I'm setting up the fully fledged forestry stream in Farming Sim 22, and I'm going to start a new solo game. So it's going to be a new map, new stuff starting from the ground up, because as I mentioned before, like, I like the challenge. So, like, I'm not very skilled when it comes to the money stuff in Farming Sim, but the way the things were set up in server, it was very easy to get in the point you can be comfortable with money. So I got there quite fast. So we'll see. And obviously when I played single player, I can skip some of the months and so on, so I think it will be a more interesting take on like the whole thing. And then Bulk and others, like, I think they're going to keep running 2 to 3 times of Lightyear Frontier for this week. And then from there, who knows? We have some suggestions. I'm not sure if we are going to stick to simulators or survival games. Some games I suggested were Barony, so it's like a permitted, like a dungeon delving simulator that can be played with 4 people. Then I suggested, because bulk hasn't played it, I did suggest them Stardew Valley. That game is quite fleshed out by now and has a lot of mods, so it's a good farming game to get to know for those people that liked Harvest Moon series, like how it used to be. And then I threw them a third option. I'm not sure if it's going to pick up this year, but we'll see. I just suggested them 7 Days to Die because apparently it's getting a release and I personally haven't touched that thing. For a good while, and with Stardew Valley, I think it's at 1.6 now. I touched it last time when it was something like 1.2 or something, so yeah, that's been it's been a while or two as well, so yeah, like what, 7 Days to Die has been like what, something like 10, 12 years in the making? Something like that. At least a good while, just to comment on Yoshi. Let's see if I will quickly find it. Sorry, I do need to take phone calls in a second. I am going to do a thing directly after the stream. Yeah, so almost 12 years. That's that's a lot of time to develop a game. I am of two minds from the early access system. Yeah, but you could argue that with 7 Days to Die, they have taken their sweet time. Same with Project Sunpoint. I don't mind people working at their pace, but like there's definitely ways how some developers have communicated that they are going to take things slowly, and some that haven't from the get-go, especially consider that some of these games had Kickstarters behind them. And something that is a bit of shame to see, like personally speaking, is that how like Yoshi, like I have to say though, I'm not very intricately familiar with some changes in 7 Days to Die. Like I have only seen I have only seen parts of that, to be completely honest. So yeah, it's what it is. But anyway, just to close up this discussion and ramble, basically, yeah, like it's kind of a thing. Yeah, like I don't see it to be a bad game to be played. Like I just expected that it would have been out for X amount of time. But like one of the games that is kind of a shame is like I know Valheim has produced content, but they seem to be running like full steam ahead once they got like really popular for a time, and then they just suddenly, you know, lost steam and stopped talking. Wish the same. I'll stick that to my mind. Because we are definitely going to run it from a server. Anyway, in this point, I do really have to go. So thank you guys for the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the feedback. Sorry for annoyance. Hopefully you still have had fun listening to my old men yelling at the cloud mentality, even though I'm turning 36 this year. But times do have a way to catching up to you. Anyway, thank you for follow the monologue, and I hope to see you later. So, you guys have a good one. Have a nice day, whether you are going to sleep or just waking up, and take care. Bye!